Greetings, welcome to Queen Elle TV. This is Elle. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is Sunday, April 3rd, 2022. So today is just another random van chit chat. And first, I'd like to say happy Ramadan to my Muslim brothers and sisters out there who are celebrating Ramadan from April 2nd to May 2nd this year, if I'm not mistaken. So today it's a really nice day. So if you've watched any of my videos before, if you haven't, definitely check them out. But if you have, you know, I've stated that I live in Southern Illinois, and so in the Midwest, it's just been, you know, it's like April showers bring May flowers. So it's been a bit overcast and rainy, gloomy, etc. But today, the temperature, the last time I checked was about 59, but my weather app said it feels like 68. Go figure. We do have a lot of humidity here in the Midwest, in this part of the Midwest, which I always find quite interesting because I lived in Houston for almost 10 years in the past, and the humidity down there is unreal. But up here, it's, you know, equally high, but because the temperature doesn't get as high as it does in Houston, it never feels like you're in a sauna like it does down there. It just gets muggy up here. So anyway, for this video, as the title states, I am going to go through the process of relactation. So if you've watched any of my videos before, well, first, just to introduce myself, forgive me. Again, my name is Elle. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. My oldest is 20, almost 21. I have a 14-year-old. I have a son who will be 10 this month. And then I have a little one who is now 4 months old. So, and also I'm a grandmother of 2, which is awesome. So they're both actually, one is older and one is younger than my little one. So I love it. Again, as I've said before, I wouldn't have it any other way. So anyway, yeah, this video is just to chronicle my journey to relactation. So I've had some postpartum complications, and also my family had that virus in January, and just coming off of that, and then just dealing with some of my postpartum issues. For instance, I have an umbilical hernia, I have a pinched nerve in my back. I also just have chronic widespread pain anyway. I also have osteoarthritis and neuropathy. So just run the gamut, just, you know, several things that I'm grateful that they're not any worse than they could be, because I know that there are people who are doing far worse. However, it's a lot. So there were times that I was already supplementing along with, sorry if I'm holding my tablet in front of me, and when I move one hand off of it, it'll kind of bob, so forgive me. But there were times when, either due to just being in pain and not really feeling up to it, or just different reasons that are neither here nor there, well, from the start, I started supplementing formula with my breastfeeding, because I noticed that my supply was low. Then, which, you know, is perfectly fine. And I mean, in my opinion, I think from a clinical standpoint, breast is best. However, a fed baby is the best baby of all. So, however you choose to feed your baby, however you're able to feed your baby, just the fact that the baby is fed, to me, is the most important thing. So like I said, I started supplementing from the beginning, but depending on, honestly, my frame of mind and just how things are going, if my partner or my children are helping out with the baby more on certain days than not, it would determine whether or not I formula fed more versus breastfeeding. So then I started noticing, okay, I was feeding more, just more at night, and bottle feeding during the day. Never really got up the strength or the wherewithal to get on a pumping journey, so I just didn't, even though I have a pump. However, I realized as I was breastfeeding less and less, that, obviously my supply was dwindling, because it's all a supply and demand thing, right? So at this point, my supply is really, really low. I mean, if I pump, I can get milk out, but I've noticed, like, if I hand express, I'm not getting anything out. I can tell that I'm still lactating. Obviously, I'm just 4 months postpartum, and I can feel myself lactating even if I don't feel anything coming out, or don't see anything coming out. So I'm going to chronicle my relactation journey. I've just made the choice. I've noticed with my little one that he actually is showing me cues that he wants to nurse more, and gets frustrated when he's trying to, and it's not really coming out like a bottle, would, like milk would come out of a bottle rather. So I'm going to be working on that. So I just wanted to mention that here, because I'm sure there are, I never feel like I'm the only one dealing with anything. There are too many of us in the world for any of us to ever feel. Even if we feel like we're alone in something, just know that there is someone out there that is going through something similar to what you're going through, or they've been through it, or they will go through it. So I love the that nature of vlogging, where you're able to, not only keep track of something for your own benefit, but to be of use and of service to others. That's my goal here. So today is day 1. I am going to start power pumping to build my supply back up. That's something that I've read about over the years. I know that it works, and the point is to kind of trick your body into thinking that it needs to produce more milk. So obviously increase your hydration, water, increase your calorie intake to improve the quality of your milk. But as far as quantity, definitely increase your water intake. And I'm going to do some power pump sessions. So the power pumping would be every 2 hours for about 15 to 20 minutes on both sides. So I'm getting ready to start doing that. Thankfully, I'm a stay-at-home mama, so I do have the time to do it. It's just a matter of me taking the time to do it. So I'm going to start today. I am claiming it, and I will let you know how that works out and how soon it takes for me to produce enough milk to feel like, I feel like any little bit of milk is making a difference in your baby's life. But I want to see it. I really, really want to see it. I also have a recipe for some lactation cookies that I have adapted from a website. So I'll include that as well in the description box. So I will be in touch. Just letting you know, this is my journey. I am in my vehicle. I see myself perspiring because I keep myself closed up in the van when I am filming or recording, because I like the acoustics in a closed up vehicle. But it's not right for air circulation or ventilation purposes. I had my sunroof open at first, and then I closed it also to just for privacy and everything. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble, but I will be in touch to let you know how this relactation journey works. So again, this is day 1. So I will keep you posted. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is just a quick chit chat. Also later this week, I have my appointment with the new surgeon that I got a referral for. If you don't know what happened with my previous surgeon, I will link the video up here about being such a bad communicator and his horrible bedside manner. So I opted to take my business elsewhere. I have thankfully a consultation with the next surgeon that I received a referral for. That's coming up later this week. And then I also have an MRI of my spine that is scheduled for the end of this coming week. And my neurologist scheduled that because I was asking her for some guidance with regard to the pinched nerve that was found in my back. And she said that she's not satisfied that the pinched nerve is what is causing my back pain to be so severe. So it's been severe since right after I had my baby, and I will link that video where I talked about that up above. So my initially, it just goes to show, I talk about advocating for ourselves, but it also helps to have a practitioner, a care provider who will go to bat for you, who believes you. That goes a long way, to have somebody to believe you. And for me, I feel like, I don't even need you to believe me when I tell you the pain that I'm in. I just need you to humor me. Don't brush me off. Don't, just write me off. Don't tell me that, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that. I mean, I have had severe back pain since I gave birth last December. And I had chronic back pain before my pregnancy, and it kind of let up during the pregnancy. Thankfully, who needs to deal with that on top of the changes that we go through with a pregnancy? So I was very thankful for that. But literally right after I had the baby, my back pain came back in full force, and like with a vengeance. And it's been really, really painful just all the time. So my neurologist was already going to see me a few weeks after I gave birth, just to discuss some neuropathy issues that I was having, some nerve compression during the pregnancy. So I mentioned the back pain to her then. And the first thing she said was, well, you just need to lose weight. She said, I see that you've lost a lot of weight. I barely gained 10 pounds during the pregnancy. So by the time I saw her, I was already at my pre-pregnancy weight, which was still overweight, but it could have been way worse, damage done during the pregnancy. So she's like, I see you've lost weight, which is great, but I feel like you just need to, take some weight off of your back and it'll feel better, because, you already had chronic back pain. And I would prescribe you something for it, for the pain, but you're breastfeeding. So just let me know if I can help you with that back pain, and I'll prescribe something. And so I felt like, okay, that's not the answer. One, I don't like having to take so much pain medicine. And I'm linking a lot of videos. I'm going to link a video that I just posted. It's actually my last video. And I was talking about using CBD to dose myself as far as a natural way to give me pain relief. So anyway, she just said I just needed to lose weight. Well, I left from that appointment feeling completely unsatisfied, and I don't really force the issue when I'm in the appointment, because once I've expressed to you how I feel and you write me off like that, I don't feel defeated, but I feel like, what is the point? I'm not going to waste my breath. You're the doctor. I can't make you see things my way. I just need to rethink, this whole arrangement and decide what I need to do moving forward. So I left from that appointment. Then when I had my follow-up, just my postpartum follow-up with my OB, I mentioned it to her, and she said, well, no, it's not the fact that you need to lose weight. She said, your back pain, she said, you explained to me that it's worse than it was before you got pregnant. I said, oh, definitely. It's worse, and it's a different type of pain. It's radiating all the way up beyond my shoulders, up through my neck, and it didn't hurt like that before. And she said, well, this is a different type of back pain. It's not the same back pain return. It's a different type. So you need to have that looked at. And she said, well, I had a C-section with my last pregnancy. And she said, well, did she know that you had a C-section? I said, oh yeah. And she said, and she knows you had a spinal block. And I said, yes. And she said, well, that's something, that needs to be looked into. So she said, I don't mind referring you to another neurologist who can take what you're saying seriously. But first, she said, I would reach out to her, let her know that you met with me, and that you feel like this is a different type of back pain and you would like her to, look into it some more. And she said, and if she is unwilling to do anything else, then let me know and I'll refer you to another neurologist. So I said, okay. So I sent my neurologist a message, let her know that. And her response was, okay, I've scheduled, she said, I've ordered a CT scan of your, oh no, she said, I've ordered a nerve conduction study and an EMG or electromyography. I did mention that in my other one. If I'm wrong about the pronunciation, I will put it down at the bottom. Whoop. I will put it at the bottom so you can see what that is. But to test to see, she said, to see if I have a pinched nerve in my back. And so I was like, okay. So I had those tests. The clinician who did the test, when he was looking at my back, and he was like shocking me to find out about the nerves, which it was quite painful. But he said, yes, you definitely have a pinched nerve. I'll let your doctor know. I said, okay. So then I never heard anything else from her. So weeks went by, literally almost 4 weeks. Well, no, 3 weeks exactly went by. I heard nothing. And because I was in the middle of doing other stuff and going to the consultations for the hernia surgery and all of that, I actually forgot to stay on top. I let the time kind of get away from me. So I finally reached out to her at the beginning of last week and said, I had that test done. The doctor said that I had a pinched nerve and that he would let you know, but I haven't heard anything else. So what are the next steps? And her response was, well, it's a mild pinched nerve, so I'm not sure that that's what's causing your back pain. So she said, so I've ordered an MRI of your spine to look at it further. Well, that's great, but I started thinking, and some of these thoughts I just have to let go, and not let them dwell on my heart and in my spirit, because they will weigh me down and build frustration within me. But I thought for a moment, if I hadn't reached out to her to inquire about what the next steps were, would she have even said anything? Sometimes I wonder if for these doctors, they feel like, well, if the person doesn't persist in their contact and their communication, maybe it's not as bad as they say it is. But if they keep communicating, or if they contact me one more time, then I'll go on and do something. I don't know, but I'm thinking, you're not paying for this test that you're ordering. My insurance is paying for it. Okay. Sorry about that. But my insurance is paying for the testing, not you. So it shouldn't be like pulling teeth to have tests ordered just to get some answers. Anywho, like I said, I'm not going to dwell on it. But so I just wonder if she would have ordered that MRI if I wouldn't have reached out again. But regardless, I'm just thankful that she did. So I have that scheduled for the end of the upcoming week. So it's an MRI of my spine. So we'll see about that. That's all she wrote. So just wanted to keep everybody posted. And, my journey is to be, a source of information and clarity. And if my story can be of some assistance to anyone else out there, or be an inspiration to anyone, or motivation for themselves, or to advocate for themselves, then I'm all for it. So if you ever have any questions about anything, please feel free to ask me. I'll be sure to, answer them if it's something that is in my, wheelhouse. But that is all. So my little quick chit chat, it ended up being, we're going on 20 minutes. So thank you so much if you stuck around for the rest of my little rambling session. But I will be in touch to let you know how those tests go. I am still waiting to talk to my rheumatologist about my labs that were done recently. So that's another thing, but be in touch. I am like a little hot box right now. So peace. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you look in the description box, you'll see information about my business, Queen Elle LLC, and I have my Etsy shop information. I have my link to my moon cycle planner. We just had a new moon yesterday, April 2nd, and the effects of the moon cycles you will notice about 3 days before and 3 days after. So it's all about new beginnings and fresh starts. So thank you again. Peace. Ashe. I'll be in touch.